There we go. So first of all, hi everybody. It's always good to see you. Happy Wednesday, Thursday. And big thanks to Corrine once again for being here with us. It's always lovely and very nourishing to have you here. So thank you. So as always, Corrine and I met the hour before, but we were kind of already aware of what we were going to be talking about. Hi, Eliza. Welcome. And Tigger, welcome. So we were already a little bit aware of what we were going to talk about because of a session that we had last night, and just continuing to talk about it today. And you're going to see in what's getting ready to happen that there is just simply a continuation and a deepening of everything that we've been guided with so far, which is the resources and the mindset of being anchored in stillness and calm, but new ways to sort of feel and embody that state of being. And I think you're really going to like today's meditation. I think it's going to be a doozy. And that's not an accident because we're coming into sort of a state of being that's a doozy. And so giving us just the remembrance of that embodied feel. And tonight she's also going to give us some simple tools to help us access that on an anytime kind of basis. So Corrine, I think that's all I want to say in the lead up to this. And I'm looking forward to feeling what you do with us tonight. Thank you for your presence here.
Thank you, Mary. Hi, everyone. So what we're going to do this evening is an anchoring. And so what I'm going to do is actually ask you to do something slightly different as you go into meditation. So before we even start, there's a technique called anchoring that you can use with your hand. So what I would invite you to do is I want you to position your hand, so squeeze two fingers together that you normally wouldn't do. So it might be your pinky and your thumb or something unusual, or you could simply use your hand and touch one finger to your knee, just something that you normally wouldn't do. But I want you to find something that's comfortable. Then you're going to hold that position through the entire meditation. And what I'm going to invite you to do is you're physically anchoring the feeling that you'll get during the meditation in the position of your fingers. And so what we're doing is we're creating a neural network between the sensation of going into this deep meditation and this position of your fingers. So at any time you get triggered or you need to re-enter the state that I hope that you enjoy, you'll be able to just use your fingers to do that. To make this network stick, though, you're going to need to practice after this. So it could be just 5 minutes of going into some of the visuals that I'm giving you, or just remembering the felt sense, or rewatching this video. But if you can just, the more you repeat the movement or the anchoring, the more it will be a natural part of the circuitry in your brain. And so anytime you do that, that state will be invited back in. So there's going to be times when you're triggered, you won't be able to sit in meditation and listen to an hour's worth of loveliness. You're going to need to access it. So this is just a tool that you can start to develop yourself after today. All right, so what we'll do is, so just work out what you want to do. You might want to try a few different positions with your fingers or whatever feels comfortable to you. And then when you've got that sort of worked out, you can close your eyes and get settled. Just make yourself really comfortable.
Can I ask you, Corrine, just to repeat either that you're asking everybody to touch a finger and hold it that you wouldn't normally do, or touch a finger to your knee or something like that, that you can hold throughout this whole process. I'm saying this for those who've come on here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. All right, so just holding those fingers, just being conscious of the fingers for now. And just sort of recognizing that that is going to be your anchor, your physical anchor to the state that we're going to move into. Good. And now just allowing yourself to settle into this moment. Just letting the thoughts of the day, all the activities, everything on your list of things you think you need to do, just letting all of that begin to settle just for the first few moments. And just slowly breathing in a sense of calm. And just settling in. Just beginning to let your awareness drop into your body. Just scanning from the top of your head all the way down, down to your toes. And just being aware of any areas of tension. Just checking in for a moment. And now I want you to imagine that cascading down from the top of your head, very gentle, soothing energy. And you can imagine that this energy is like a celestial waterfall, very, very gentle, soothing flow of water-like energy. And that energy now is moving down through your head, gently flowing down through your neck, and the energy moving and flowing down through your shoulders, soothing you and moving down your arms, into your hands, and sensing that gravitational pull of that soothing waterfall-like beautiful energy moving down your back. And it's flowing down your back, just allowing you to feel soothed, rebalanced. Allowing that energy to move wherever it needs to. Bringing everything back into a state of rest. And allowing that energy to move down through your hips, into your thighs, smoothing and soothing. And it's continuing to move down through your knees, ever so gently, releasing, washing through. And just allowing and following the flow down through your calves and your shins. And into your ankles, down into your feet, and then allow that energy to flow out of your feet down into the earth herself. It's almost like your body is a conduit for this beautiful waterfall-like energy that's moving down through you, washing through, and that energy sinking into the soil of the earth. Soothing and cleansing. Beautiful. And just allowing the energy to help very gently release anything that needs to be released, all by itself. Just recognizing the very gentle and distinct gravitational pull down. And how good it feels to yield to that energy of releasing. Good. And as you continue just to allow that energy to flow down, I invite you just to see, sense, or imagine that you're standing or sitting in a place where you're surrounded by magnificent trees. Maybe a forest or a grove, maybe your own garden. Just take a moment just to observe these trees. Noticing their stillness. but also the movement of the breeze as the wind gently moves the leaves. And those leaves providing you oxygen. And if you can, just inviting your awareness to pay attention to one tree in particular. And just looking at the structure of that tree. What is visible? Paying attention to the tree trunk and then observing how it's anchored into the earth. And I'd like you to imagine now that you're traveling down the trunk of that tree, through the roots, the large roots that hold that tree in the soil. Noticing the unity of the roots with the soil. Aware of the way that the soil supports the tree and the tree supports the soil. And you might become aware that as you continue to go down these roots, down and down, deeper and deeper, the roots become finer and finer. As they continue to reach down, and as your awareness continues to move down, noticing that the quality of the soil begins to change. Noticing that gravity becomes more present. Continuing just to go down, exploring, moving down. And down until you may become aware of this bedrock soil, deep, deep in the earth. And just for a moment, observing the quality of this bedrock soil. Aware of the stillness of this bedrock soil. Noticing that this soil, this bedrock, is the source of stability and of life that emerges up through the different layers we've just explored. I'm going to be quiet for a few moments just to allow yourself to seep in and get to know this vast, stable energy, to become friendly with this energy. And just allowing yourself to sink in and merge, absorb the stillness, and bringing awareness to your physical anchor, connecting the feeling of your physical anchor of your fingers with this energy. And anchored here, you can now offer into this energy this vast, enormous stability, anything at all that's been on your mind, any worry, any difficulties. And see how easy it is for this energy to absorb all of those worries, any thoughts. As you're offering these thoughts, making an offering into Source herself. And realizing now as you connect with this deep source, I invite you just to recognize this is a feeling of home. That Earth herself is humanity's home. Good. Allow yourself to be nourished, just like the roots of the tree. And now slowly, slowly beginning to move your awareness, moving up from the compacted bedrock, the stability of that, through the soil, moving up till you reconnect with the beginning of a root system of that tree. Reuniting, feeling the unity of that tree in the soil. Moving your awareness up the root system, the aliveness of that system, up to the trunk of the tree as it emerges from the earth. Moving your awareness up to the branches of the tree. And to the leaves. Noticing how the light of the sun shines on the leaves. And you can breathe in that fresh air. oxygen offered freely and equally to all beings. As you come back into your body, resting for a while in this grove or this forest or your garden. And then finally bringing your awareness once again to that physical anchor with your fingers. And amplifying the feeling of stability, remembering the feeling of that bedrock soil. Gently squeezing the fingers or pressing down with your fingers. And then release your fingers. And take some slow, cleansing breaths. Coming back here into the present with me. Grounded and awake. Welcome back. Maybe stretching a little bit. Good.
Thank you, Corinne. It's so hard to speak after these things. Not just to form the words themselves, but to have to make sense with it as well.
Would you like me to speak instead while you wake up?
You go right ahead, girl.
So when we met before, we were talking about the thread of the guidance that's been given over the past few months. Consistently there's been guidance on stillness coming into that. We also talked about being the container for everything that's happening, so that's also a sense of stillness. And then increasingly there's been guidance about connecting with the energy of earth, whether it be soil or the oxygen from last week. And so this week was about connecting with gravity. You can't be separate from gravity, and to anchor yourself so deeply into the bedrock of earth that nothing can shake you, and recognizing that that's the source. Often we think source is up here, but source is also very, very deep within the earth herself. And I'm probably missing something, Mary.
No, I think you're doing just fine. You know, this bringing in the life within earth and having us, you know, repeatedly now anchor in that, and thinking about, Earth is the container for life. It's the container, it's the home of humanity, and finding ourselves being in and with and as uh, and embodying in unity that source state is like you can just feel the stability in that, and not just for ourselves, but for the all, right? For the collective as well. There's just such an impact of that stability on everything immediately. So it's such a powerful tool, using this sort of thing to ground us back into this in moments where we feel triggered, or we feel that sort of stirring of uncalm, if you will. But also just as a helpful grounding again and again and again to anchor that memory, that being state, as what we're walking through life with and as. And, I will say the same thing that I've said several times now, that we've been told several times now, and that is that, this is not a short-term journey. We're not just here to get some temporary coping skills. We're here as part of the new foundations for what is, what's coming, what's being built upon this. And so this is just a helpful reminder of why we're doing this, not just to manage, little stresses, but there's a purpose to all of this beyond the immediate. It is all about, the process of becoming the new. And so just to remember that that's an important part of all of this, including this little, exercise here, right? So thank you for that, darling.
You're welcome.